All right. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Audi, and I am your host, Audi. So for the past 2 months, we have looked at the topic of mental health awareness in the month of May, as well as financial literacy in the month of April. In the financial literacy, there were some key investment strategies as it relates to the stock market that I mentioned for investing in the stock market. But then today, I'm going to reveal how your investments in any financial vehicle and your mental health go hand in hand. Your mental health affects the decisions that you make in terms of the financial investments, and your finances affect your mental health. So how is it that we can use those things to benefit us in the long run? So today's topic is going to be about one of those financial decisions I made during the 2020 pandemic. So during the pandemic, in April 13, I decided to invest in AMC. Some of the key reasons I decided to invest in AMC were: 1, they bring people together and feed into the fact that we want to go out with our friends and experience things together. The second thing, they are located in high traffic areas such as shopping centers and malls and even densely populated places. 3, they have access to real estate, so it's likely that they can leverage those real estates in case that they need cash in order for them to survive the pandemic. 4, they could potentially be bought out by some big tech company that wants to go into movie distribution and utilize the space that AMC already had built in. For example, Amazon. The cons that I saw in terms of putting my money in AMC was that: 1, they could potentially go bankrupt and I could lose 90% of my money. 2, we did not know how long the lockdowns and the pandemic would last and when a vaccine would be available for us to return to some form of social gathering. But seeing that I already knew that I was comfortable in terms of the amount of money I would invest in AMC, I knew that those 2 cons wasn't as big as the pros, and the pros seem a whole lot better than those cons in terms of me being content with losing whatever initial investments I made in AMC. April 13, 2020, bought my first 10 shares of AMC at $2.16. Later on in that same day, I bought another 10 shares at $2.06. Now, if you look back at those 5 mistakes video that I made in terms of what new investors make, if this is the first video that you're watching on this channel, you would probably be wondering, why would you buy more shares in this company when the price went down? Answer to that question is that I like the stunk. Clearly, the pros that I had in terms of the company, I like them. So the price went down, I decided to buy more. It was cheaper at that particular price. But I experienced a loss by letting the price go down and then buying more. But then again, later on that same day, the price went up to $2.14 and I bought even more shares. Fast forward 2 days later, on April 15, the price of the company shot up to $2.30 and I sold some of the shares that I bought. Later on that same day, the price went up to $2.42 and I sold some more of the shares that I bought on April 13. Then fast forward a few weeks later to the end of April, the price of AMC was trading at $5.12 and I sold a few of my shares at $5.12. Now at that price, I took out my initial investment out of AMC as well as capitalized on some of the profits at that price. About 4 months later, in August, the price of AMC was trading around $7. So you know what I did? I sold some more of the shares that I had left over after I took out my initial investment and some of the profits. And then later in October, the beauty happened all over again. The price of AMC dropped back down to $3. You know what I did? Yes, I bought some more shares of AMC at the $3 price. So I know you're wondering, why not sell all your shares at $7? That's a little bit of craziness in me. I answered already. Well, that's a little bit of stubbornness in myself. But then when I noticed that the price dropped back at $3, I decided to buy more shares of the same company with the profits as well as the initial investment I made into AMC. So after that, I did not buy any more shares of AMC. So fast forward to January 27th, on my birthday of 2021, AMC rocket shot up to the moon and the price reached $19.90. But unfortunately, when it hit that price, I was nowhere even close to my phone for me to check up on the price of AMC to actually capitalize on some of the profits. But when I left work, I saw that the price was at $16 and I sold some of the shares that I had bought and I had left over from my initial investment back in April 2020. Once again, why not sell all their shares at $16, Audi? Stubbornness once again. Because after I did a technical analysis on AMC, I saw that the price of AMC was worth at least $20 according to what they had done in the past and their projection for the future. But someone told me, Audi, even though that's a potential aspect of the price, take some of the profits now, and if the price drops down again, you can use those profits to do the exact same thing that you did during the early stages of AMC. I said, okay. So I took some profits at 16, took some profits at 14, and took some profits at $8 as well. And the price of AMC dropped all the way down to $6. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm not gonna sell any more of my shares of AMC until the price gets in the range of $18 to $20. And I just sat there with the amount of shares I had, and I remained patient throughout that entire time of AMC fluctuating between the price of $12 and $6. And once again, top 5 mistakes that new investors make. You can see some of the 5 mistakes that we tend to make. But in this case, I was content at that point that I took out my initial investment at $16, and whatever loss I would encounter, I would be content with those losses. But also, I was curious to see if those shares that I held would actually hit that price target that I analyzed that AMC would hit. In the stock market, there are 2 types of people. There are those who want to be right in terms of profits, P-R-O-P-H-E-T, or the ones that actually want to be right and profit from it, P-R-O-F-I-T. The thing is that I wanted to be right and I wanted to profit from it as well. I wanted to stick to my guns and seeing that the price reached $20. So last week, if you've been following the Wall Street, then you have seen that AMC has left Mars and heading to a whole new galaxy. So the price of AMC hit a peak of $36.72 last week. Do you know what I did? Yes, I sold some shares at $20, sold some more at $25, at $27, $31, and also at $35. So I took out all my initial investment out of AMC and some profits from AMC going to a new galaxy. So guys, patience is a virtue, and not every time patience is going to work out. But remember from the top 5 mistakes I said, please be aware of the amount of money that you're willing to lose before you go into the market. I was content of losing that amount of money, so that's why patience was so much more easier for me to watch the price go down to $6 and still not feel as though I needed to lose my mind in terms of the price going down. But having entrance and exit strategy for a company also helps in terms of managing your anxiety and the uncertainty and also the fear of what is going to happen to your money when you have it invested in the stock market. In addition to that, your ability to deal with loss is also going to be tested in the stock market. And if you don't know how to grieve properly, boy, you are going to beat yourself up as long as possible if you are investing in the stock market. So if you don't know how to deal with loss and don't know how to manage your anxiety, I would say that it's going to be a very, very difficult experience for you as it relates to stock market investing and picking individual stocks. Because if you can't manage those key components of mental health, I don't know, I can't give you a solution to it. But there's one thing I did learn after this investment was that sometimes during uncertainty, you have to be able to kind of cast away those uncertainties and make sound decisions, even though things may not seem as though it is going according to how things are supposed to be. For example, during the pandemic. And definitely AMC was not taking in any people to watch movies, but yet their stock prices were still trading. So how is it that you can use an uncertain event to help you in terms of actually taking a deep step within yourself to see how much it is that you can deal in terms of your mental health to go through a situation that doesn't necessarily have an exact solution to it. And I don't know if it makes sense if you don't know yourself to invest in the stock market, because if you don't know yourself and your mental ability for you to actually take losses and manage your anxiety, then it's going to be a very difficult situation when it comes to your investments. But I'm not saying that you can't do it, but the thing is that you are likely going to find yourself being pulled in all different directions because you did not make a sound decision before you went into this space that is constantly fluctuating and moving on a second, minute, and hourly basis. So guys, that's why I felt as though I needed to touch bases on mental health awareness to help you guys realize how it is that your investments in any financial vehicle is going to tie hand in hand with your mental health. So if you haven't watched any of those mental health videos on depression and anxiety, episode 37 and 38 consecutively, I'd recommend you go ahead and do so. And also, the top 5 mistakes that new investors make in the stock market, you should go ahead and pay that a visit so that you can be aware of those top 5 mistakes. So the link to those videos will be dropped in the description below. Thank you guys for stopping by on this channel. Thank you for hitting that like button. Don't forget to smash it. Subscribe if you found this content very useful. Share it with your friends and comment any questions that you may have down below. So with that said, peace, love, and enjoyment. Deuces, I'm Audi. I did not become rich off of AMC, but I did end up being right and also profiting from being right. Peace.